Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night, time for a holiday episode of Thrifty Business. I'm the Big Kahuna, Jason T. Smith, with you as always. And then my special co-host this week, she's back again, Robin Yednock-Haas. What's happening, Robin?
Oh, I'm good. I can't wait for this show.
And we have a spectacular, fabulous guest, but let's get right into the segment, and then we'll get it all tied in together like we always do. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk, where each week I drink a different rum out of a different mug, and I try and tie it to our guest. So our guest tonight is none other than Santa Claus himself, Santa Dan. How are you, Santa?
Ho, 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 I'm doing wonderful.
That is awesome. Now, I use this mug every holiday season, but I only have one Christmas Tiki mug. And when you have a Christmas Tiki mug, you better as well damn well use it. So here is a Santa hat wearing, present holding Tiki mug. It is from the world famous Tiki Tea in Hollywood. This mug is out of print, worth a lot of money. And I don't really have like a North Pole rum or a Santa rum. So here's how I'm tying it together. You ready? This is Papa's Pillar, and it's named after Papa Hemingway, Ernest Hemingway. And Ernest Hemingway kind of looks like Santa. So there you go. So there, I've tied it all together tonight.
It works. All the way around.
It all works out fine.
So I'm having that rum. So cheers. Robin, what are you having?
Cheers. Okay, well, I'm taking my chemo pills. So I'm doing a mock cocktail. So Diet Coke and lime.
Beautiful.
Cheers.
And Santa, are you having milk and cookies?
Yes, that's what I'm having.
All right, Santa, we'll enjoy the show. Relax. In about a half hour, we'll get you back on. Just make sure that you're not picking your nose and your pants are on.
Oh well, okay.
All right. There we go. Cool. Let's get right to our first segment, shall we, Robin?
Yes, please.
Time for our scores of the week, where Robin and I share with you the cool stuff we have sold this week. Usually it's a bunch of bolos. What's bolo mean? Be on the lookout. Things you should be hunting for in the thrift stores. I'm going to let Robin go first this week.
Oh, yay.
Whoops.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am so excited, you guys. So excited. This is my first ever CD sold. And on top of that, it was Disney. And I sold it for $40. It was amazing. So I want to say, Jason, thank you very much for doing your webinar. I learned a lot. I took a lot of notes. And look, I think I only paid 50. Oh, no, I paid 69 cents for that.
Oh, there you go.
69 cents. And I sold for 40.
Well done.
Yay. Ooh, this is a fun one. So Jimmy Boy found this and he picked it up for $6, so half off. It's a vintage 90s couleur men's 40 snowsuit. Now, the situation here on the photos you'll see, and this is where Jason will tell you everyone should get a full-size mannequin because we don't have one. So we had to do it in parts. So it's still sold. I think it's what sold it was the colors, because it's beautiful. I mean, it's a typical 90s beautiful purple, teal, and raspberry. That's what they call it, raspberry.
$189. Hell to the yeah. Now, the one thing I would suggest, and this is mainly to protect yourself.
Yes.
Even without the full-size mannequin, you do not have one picture of the full snowsuit.
Right. Right.
And so if nothing else, on a hanger, hang it up, back up, you got to have one or maybe two, a front and back full shot.
Right.
Just so the customer can see the item in its entirety in one shot.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And this was a first time for us, again, stepping out of our box. So something we learned, we did get a really great price for it. And guess where it's going, Jason?
Someplace warm, like Florida.
No, somewhere like, when you always send your Hawaiian shirts to Hawaii, this is going back to Tahoe. So this is going literally over the border for us, just a little bit.
Very nice. This is a good one.
Oh, it didn't come up on my screen.
Yeah, it ain't on mine either. There we go.
Oh, okay. I was like, and then I sold.
I was just being funny.
So remember when I've been on the show in the past and I've told you about lotting, and Jim and I are really good at this, and this is what we're kind of known for, is we lot up things. Because of Jason's teaching to both of us, Jimmy Boy and myself, when you find one, normally there's one or two, three, because someone got rid of their collection. So the good thing about this is that Sierra Nevada is just up the road from me. I live in Sacramento and it's up in Auburn. So this is actually going to go to, I think this was going to Idaho or someplace, but the guy used to work there. So his wife wants to surprise him for Christmas. And so she just thought it was, you know, perfect. A lot of two, the same size. It's the beautiful Christmas red and that brown. So we got a really good price for it. And I think we paid, I think the total was $6 total for both shirts. I think it was $3 a piece, I think.
And Sierra Nevada is a beer for those of you who aren't beer drinkers.
Oh, sorry. Yes. 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 Okay. So Jim actually bought this and he thought it was going to be a dud, but actually when I did some research on it, turns out that Woolworth, vintage Woolworth, is really fun. So even though I had some parts that were unglued, and I even disclosed that, this person was so excited to see something from her childhood that we didn't, mess around with the price too much, and she bought it right out the door for the sale price. The shipping was a little high, so I gave her a refund, but yeah, she loved it. And so it just arrived. And she absolutely loved it.
Beautiful. And last for your scores this week.
Yeah. Now this comes from my honey hole up in Reno. And this was literally something that Jason had kind of schooled me on music books. And so I just thought, wow, this is from my childhood. I wonder if this will sell. So I picked it. It was like 49 cents. Well, look what I sold it for. I sold it for $30. And I got a really lovely note back from the lady. She plays piano for some people, from special needs. And so she loved this because it reminded of her childhood. So it was nice packaging up this week because it was a lot of memory lane kind of stuff. So it was kind of fun.
Now, this one, my little tip is see all the black around that book? That's way too much. Get in closer on the book.
Right.
Edit.
Right.
Crop down a little bit more. You don't have to be tight. You should have a little bit of a border around it, but you're too much because most everyone watching right now is watching on a nice computer or an iPad or something. Think about the person shopping on their iPhone 5. It's really tiny. So get that thing closer to them.
Okay, good point. Good tip.
All right, let's do my scores. All right. Here's a CD that sold for 105. I don't know why it's showing 119. Sold for $105. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Now I did spend $40, but I spent $40 knowing the return, and I only listed it 2 weeks ago. So I turned $40 into $105 in 2 weeks. So that's not too bad. That is not too bad. That is a gold disc. That means the disc is made with 24 karat gold, and they are going to collectors. Nice. Now, here's something that I normally don't shop in the pants section. And I saw these polo pants with the ducks on them, and they sold for $41. I think I paid $4.99 for them.
Those are epic. I love those.
They were a quick sale, maybe up for 3 weeks total. Now this was my big dog. So you had your 182 snowsuit. I got my $176 Pirelli jacket. And the funny thing is, I found the jacket for $5.99 at one Savers, and I found the Pirelli hat at a different Savers for $1.99 or $2.99. And so I thought, well, shit, they should go together. It was listed for maybe a month and sold it for $176.
Yay! And I love the shot with the head on it. I love that.
Yeah. And then, of course, my San Marcos blankets. 30 seconds after I sold the Pirelli jacket for $175, I sold the San Marcos blanket for $100. I'm like, well, that was a good 30 seconds. And this one,
it's a beautiful one.
And the customers already gotten it, already left feedback. They were very happy.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
All right, you've seen our scores. Now it's time for our duds of the week. Don't let our mistakes be yours. These are the things that you should not pick up. And
Yeah.
Robin is up first.
Okay, well, this was free, so it's still a profit. This was a little vacation that my sister and I did at her timeshare, and when we walked in, they had like a little gift basket of stuff, and so they had 2 baseball hats for her and I, and it's kind of a Caltrans orange, and doesn't look really good on. So I decided, well, I'm going to try to thrift it, or sell it, and so we just took best offer, and it was still profit, but just know that sometimes, I thought maybe the Stinson Beach would have sold it, but I don't know. It's not a hot commodity.
And that's the kind of the point that does, even though it's still profit, it sure is not worth your time for a $12 sale.
No. Oh yeah.
Or a $13 sale.
And so you can obviously tell this is an older listing for Gemini. This is kind of like when we first started doing our store. So we've had this for a really long time. So as soon as we got any offer, we were both jumping on it at the same time, like take it. So it's a dud. Plus the team, really. I'm sorry not to offend anybody, but
yeah. All right, so $12 ain't worth it, $13 ain't worth it, $16.71 ain't worth it, and here's why it's really not worth it. This T-shirt, because I bought 2 of them, has been listed for 3 years. I sold the one it took a year and a half to sell the first one. They were new with tags, but they were small, and the graphic is very boring. But it sold. It finally went bye-bye, thank God. Bye-bye. Now, my other dud is here in my hand. And before I show that, I want to make sure I point out my princess hat and
okay, good.
And my reindeer.
Oh, I love the reindeer.
This, I'm really good at CDs. Right before we went to air, I sold a $50 CD. I am just crushing it in Christmas CDs, but I don't care. And the whole point of this segment, I don't care how good you are, you still make mistakes. I don't know if you're gonna be able to read this, Robin, through the piece of tape that got stuck to. Oh yeah. I bought this for $50. The moment I bought it, it was selling for $100, $125. So to me, it was still a good purchase. The second I bought it, the bottom dropped out of the CD. I've had it for, I think this is the 3rd Christmas. And so I've had $50 tied up for 3 Christmases. I've even dropped the price to $35. Still no takers. This was a winner at a point, but at some point, and that is the problem with CDs and what you got to worry about. Shit changes, goes out of print, comes into print, and it screws your market up. So this one really screwed me up. So
bummer. So is that why you teach us, like, if you go thrifting for your Christmas CDs and you find something that's like a prize, that's why you list them like at the back of your truck? Do it quickly so that you can
exactly. All right, you've seen our scores, you've seen our duds. Now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty kind. Would you run away if you saw this man in your thrift store? I would.
I'm up. Okay, so first of all, can I just point out the fact that she's still wearing her Ray-Bans in the store? Like, what? But this creepy lady, like, totally followed me everywhere I went. And I couldn't figure out, like, does she know me? Did we go to school together? Or is she just hot to trot on me? Like, I don't get it. So the next photo, this one's like she's getting closer and closer. And look, dude. And then she gives me this nasty look because if anybody knows me, I'm going to get in your grill eventually about, hi, can I help you? Do I know you? And she gives me this look. So thank goodness I got the look. But basically she didn't say anything to me. And I turned my back to look at something else on a hanger. And she literally put her hand in my cart to steal something. And I was like, hey. But see, I know the people in the Elk Grove Goodwill, and they totally have my back. And so the guy came from the camera room and he was like, hey, you need to put that back in her basket. We saw what you did. I was like, dang. And then I had photos. So I was like, I got you on film. So the whole rest of the trip, I was singing, I wear my sunglasses at night because this is ridiculous. It was like literally 5 o'clock at night. Jason, it's wintertime. It's dark now.
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing?
I thought mine was gonna be the crazier one. It's a pretty even. So let me tell you mine. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
this is the CD section at Savers on Tropicana. It is 2 end caps, 1, 2, and as you can see, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of CDs at
Wow. Yeah.
2 separate end caps, and there's the other one. So I get there, and I'm a big imposing figure. And if you've ever seen me do CDs, it's quick. It is quick. Robin will attest to it. I go,
yeah, it's like,
yeah, really, really quick. And a guy steps up and he says the question I hate the most, especially when it comes to music. Have you seen anything good? Well, good's kind of relative to what you like. I like the Spice Girls. Most people don't. So good is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm like, that's what I said. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, no. And the old country, I go, I think. And he goes, man, you're going fast. I go, yeah. So I'm on row 3 and I'm heading down and I'm going right to left. So there's 14 rows and I'm the only one in the CDs. He decides he has to look in row 3, the row I'm in. So he could look at any of the other 14 rows and he's coming at me in the same row. And I'm just like, So I just kind of plow through him. I work to row 4. Guess where he goes next? Row 4.
No.
To the point where I'm like, am I a candid camera? I'm going to punch somebody. But then the ultimate happened. Now, I'm 6'5". This bottom row is a far way away. And I'm glad I went down there. And you'll see in the thrifting tip coming up in a moment. But for me to shop the bottom row of CDs, I have to be on hands and knees. And that's when he decided to get closer. And when I picked my head up, my eyes were in his balls. Now I'm really sure I'm a candid camera. There is 14 shelves of CDs, and now I'm like ball level with them.
Sorry.
I'm just like, there's no way this is happening right now.
I can totally see that image.
It took every fiber I'm being, I just punch them. Because look at this.
Dear.
Look at this.
Oh.
You guys know the fun guy who hosts a show. Imagine just seeing this in a thrift store.
What? Oh my God.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part. You know what he does? So he's in my way. His balls are dangling. You know what he says to me? He goes, I'm not going to wait in line for 2 CDs. And he drops them and walks away.
Oh my gosh, Jason.
I'm going to break some shit. All right. Speaking of thrifty tips of the week, it's time for our thrifty tips of the week. Little tips and tricks that will make your thrifting world and life better.
Oh, yay. Okay. So you're probably wondering why.
Heather said you had to say something. I actually remained quiet because if I would have said something, I might have got thrown out. So I needed a shot. Okay, go ahead, Robin.
I say you're probably wondering why there's a picture of a laundry basket on your screen. I'm sorry. I still have the giggles. Okay. So the reason I have this is because as a scrapbooker, we used to do like a pub crawl or a tiki crawl. We used to do a scrapbook store crawl. And so what we used to do is take these laundry baskets and put them in the back of my truck and we'd mark them. So like mine or Sarah's or whoever. So I was just going to say, and you want to go with a bunch of people to make sure that this plate, the back of your truck doesn't become this big jumble of stuff. And Jason and I, we can attest to this. We've switched bags, or I forgot a bag, or I have his bag. So you just put the thrifting haul in your laundry basket. And then when you're about to go home back to your car, you just pick up the basket and go home.
I love that because I can't tell how many times I've thrifted with friends and groups. And then someone's like, hey, do you see a bag full of sweaters? I'm like, oh, shit, they're still in my car. So, yeah. I've been there. Okay. So my thrifty tip goes right back to my thrifty encounter because had I not got on my hands and knees and had dangly balls, I would not have found this CD. Now, I pulled it out for the graphic, but if you look right in the middle, Robin, it's a little thin cardboard sleeve CD. I mean, make it bigger. It's the thing right in the middle there that looks like branches. You see it right there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like a single,
so,
right?
Had I not got on my hands and knees, I never would have noticed the sealed Prince Musicology CD for $1.50 that I came home and listed, and it sold 7 hours later for $28 on Amazon.
Wow,
Now,
that's
I get my hands
awesome.
and knees to find it, but if you're tall, the tip is suck it up and get down there, because there are treasure to be had on the bottom shelf. There always is. And that was a quick $22 profit. Quick.
Right. That's
Quick.
awesome, Jason. It was
All right,
worth
now it's time
the
for
dingly.
You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, where Robin and I will give you tips and tricks of what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you guys see all these cute little plastic thingies, and that's what I called them, plastic thingies. And one day I was clearing something out, and so I sent Jason a photo. Oh no, actually I FaceTimed him, I think. And I was like, Jason, hey, what are these things for? And he just laughed and he's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, seriously, I'm about to throw them out. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, seriously, what are they? So if you don't know what they are, that's what they're used for. Is that not the coolest invention? And too bad it was not me who came up with that. It's like Velcro. I love this thing. I pack all my stuff. It's good for like when you're doing the peanuts. I love this thing. So yeah. So Jason, thanks again for teaching me on cool stuff.
You're welcome. All right. This is going to be, look, this is episode 5 of season 5. My seasons run 25 episodes, plus I've had a few bonus. So we're looking at, I'm about 110 episodes into Thrifty Business. This is going to be the most important tip I will tell you ever. Ooh. So I want you all to concentrate, write this shit down, because it is, at this moment, this has cost me $150, and I don't want you to lose $150. So I want you to pay close attention, because funny enough, sadly enough, I did not have a shipping tip for tonight. I was trying to figure it out, and then something happened in regards to shipping that cost me $150. So please listen.
Oh my!
I sold a shirt. Customer says what I thought was a shadow ended up being a dirt mark or a smudge or something. And it's a collectible Disneyland shirt that I sold for $150. He tried this one on me. Give me $50 back and we'll call it a day. And I said, no, you can send it back. It's collectible. I could probably sell it for more. And I'm in hassle-free return, so no biggie. He opened the return. I accepted, no problem. It is now lost in the mail between him and me. So like when it's on us to get it to our customer, it is on the customer to get it back to us. I went to eBay returns on my thing yesterday, and I tracked it, and because him and I have been talking about it, and it's lost. It is truly lost in the mail. And so today, he opened a claim, and eBay sent me a message, hey, buyer opened a claim about this return. We'll review it and get back to you within 48 hours. They got back to me in 3.5 minutes and found in the favor of the buyer, and it said because it showed delivered. So I sat down to go to the tracking number and show that it is not delivered. And here's the tip. When eBay closes a thing like this, the tracking number I cannot find ever again. It is gone.
Oh,
and because I did not write it down. Now, I'm going to win this because it never showed up. I'm in the concierge program. I will get this one, but you might not. So if you're dealing with a return that seems to be lost in the mail, any return maybe, write down the tracking number, because here's what's happening. Let me show you. Here is them saying, hey, we took $150 out of your account. Let's see what's happened. Show more. Okay, buyer requests a return. You approved the return. You approved the return number. Case open, case resolved. What was there up until today was buyer shipped back. Here's the tracking number. It's no longer there. I have went every which way to Sunday into this to try and find the tracking number, and it is gone. So The tip is any return, the second they ship it, write down that tracking number on a Post-it and stick it to your computer. Because if it's gone, you're kind of out of luck. And right this moment, and Angelique's saying, did they email you the tracking? No. I looked at all the emails I got through this whole process. Nowhere in the emails is the tracking number. It was in this flow, but the second they close it, it's gone.
Oh, man. I was just going to ask the same thing.
This is really, really bad, and I will talk to eBay, but This is the biggest tip I can ever tell you, because at this moment, I am out $150. I'll get it fixed. And when I do, I'll let y'all know. But at this moment, I'm out money. So,
that stinks.
So the universe said, hey, Jay, you don't have a shipping tip. Screw you. We're taking $150. Here's your shipping tip.
Oh, man, Jason.
All right. Now it's time for... our eBay tips of the week. Little tips and tricks on eBay to help you out. Be a better seller. Robin, you are up first.
Okay, so you guys know me. I love, love, love my Seller Hub. So this is in your Seller Hub, and this is in the middle. So it's like the second row down under Selling Tools. And we're going to focus on today, Sales Reports Plus. I bet no one ever checks that. So if you open it up, this is what you'll see. Ta-da! This actually shows my October sales. I was really shocked to see how many things I sold, how many things ended, and then it kind of shows me, and it shows you actually, the increase of, like, you start seeing things start bumping up. So you know that Q4 is starting. But what's so great is if to your lower left, you'll see where it says sold items. So it gives you, like, this was October, so September. I mean, it just is really cool. And what's really, really cool, I mean, like really cool, is if you go back to the top, where it says right underneath the October 2017, and you go underneath the sales, and you'll see average sale price per item. So Jimmy and I's business plan is try to get to $30 an item. Like, that's what we're trying. We're at, I think that says 26. I don't have my peepers on. I think it's either 25 or 26. So, so 25. So we have some work to do, but this is really great because, and then on the top where it says sales summary and it says month, you can actually drop that down. And since we're still in, the November, that kind of thing, that will show you your week to week too. So you can actually do week to week too, which is really cool. But I just wanted to show this because I just learned something new, and you know me, I'm all about the numbers, and I like to see my numbers increase. As Jason says, what is he always says, quote unquote, eye on the prize.
Yep. Always keep your eye on the prize, because, I got prizes I'm keeping my eye on every day. But I never do this, but I'm going to go back to mine because I see a lot of chatter. And for those of you who watch after the fact, you don't see the chatter. I have checked every email. I have them all from the start of him saying, hey, there's dirt on this, to the end. I've checked PayPal. Someone said, check with the post office. What am I going to tell them to check? I don't have anything to tell them because I don't have the tracking number. That is the bummer. That is the bummer. But I'm going to win. It's not here. When I tracked yesterday, it was lost in the mail. I'm in the concierge program. I can call directly. They'll take care of me.
Yeah.
But some of you, if also $150 got sucked out of your account, would be really screwed. Luckily, I'm in the position I'm not. But still, right. I want my damn $150 back, or the shirt, because I was going to sell it for more. So although I'm going to get my money back, I'm actually out money because I actually kind of cut him a deal. All right. Yeah. Now, before I show you my screenshots for my tip, the one thing we always say is stuff will sell off season. So keep it listed, get it listed. What are you thinking about on December 11th, Robin? If you're Jewish, you're thinking, oh shit, Hanukkah's in like a day or two.
Yeah.
If you're a Catholic Christian or other, you're thinking, oh, Christmas is in a week and a half. If you're African American or celebrate Kwanzaa, that's in, I think, 12 days. Here's what you're not thinking about. Halloween. On December 11th, I sold not one, but 2 Halloween things. 2!
Nice!
So keep your stuff up all the time. Because on December 11th, you need Elvira Presents Haunted Hits. You know. And let me tell you, I had this CD listed for 2 Halloweens, and it didn't sell, and it sold on December 11th, and if you can see, I sold for $48.40. Look what I paid for it. $8 at Amoeba Records, who should know what they're doing, but I know what they're doing way better. Now, you know what you need more than Haunted Hits on CD on December 11th, Robin? Yes.
I have no idea.
You need, come on. You need a Russ Troll Doll Halloween mask on December 11th. That's what you need.
Oh my gosh, you actually sold it!
And I don't know why it won't scroll for me.
That's phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. Help me, computer. What's happening?
Help me help you.
I don't trying to show you something, everybody. There we go. What is happening? Oh my God, stop it. My computer's going insane right now. All right, there we go. So yes, $20 plus shipping. I thought this won't sell till next Halloween. So keep your off holiday stuff still up, still listed. People still want it. All right.
Love it. Love it.
And then last,
maybe it's a tree topper.
Yeah, you know, it
Christmas
could
tree
be.
to fall
Oh
off.
my God, that would be hilarious. All right, and last but not least, trendy bolos. What's hot right now that makes things sell? Now I'm going to go first on this one, and this always is a controversial topic to talk about. But when a celebrity dies, people mourn by buying the stuff from him. Now, I did not realize until today that the lead singer of the Smithereens, a band I love, a band I've seen in concert, died on Tuesday. Now, had I known that, I would have upped the price on my rare Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer promo Smithereens CD, which I sold for only $5.50. But the point is, I had this one listed for 2 Christmases, and the fact that Pat died, I am 99.9% sure that's the reason someone went to eBay or Amazon, in this case Amazon, to buy a Christmas Smithereens CD. So it's not trendy to die, but when a celebrity does die, the way people mourn, they go online and they buy stuff, whether it be a movie from an actor or a CD from a singer, to remember the good times and the things that touched their life at some point in that person's career.
Absolutely.
But on a more fun note, what starts right now? Star Wars.
Oh, yay. Okay, my bolo. Okay, so I found this in Jason Saver. I think it was Crazier Town, I think. And it was a tag that was 50% off. So they had this bad boy at $12. And that's right, folks. I got it for $6. And I sold this bad boy for $50 because guess what? Because the Geek is selling it for like $80 to $100. Who knew? Who knew? I did, because I'm a total Star Wars geek, just like Jason. So,
I got my tickets for Sunday at noon, so don't ruin it, no one.
Ooh, yay. Yay.
Okay, one quick bit of housekeeping, 2 quick bits. I want to do a show next week live from Cleveland because I'm going to be home talking to my mom's meetup group. I'm a fun pusher, but I've realized that it would be insane right now to throw another show in next week because we're driving from Columbus back up to Cleveland and down to Akron and got to get the meetup going. And it's going to be about 3 hours for me talking. So no show next week, no Mom and Me show because I'm traveling. I might throw a show in at the end of the year. I will let you know. In case I don't, we'll just take the last 2 weeks of the year off, just like normal TV shows do. And we have a kick-ass show the first week of January, and we got tons of kick-ass guests. I'll give you a preview. Stamps.com is doing something to help sellers help guarantee shipping and make buyers more excited. So we're going to talk to Eric Nash, the return of Eric Nash on January 14th, but there's going to be a fun group show January, what is that, 6th, Robin? 7th?
4th, I think.
4th,
January
whatever.
4th.
So,
I don't have my...
So that's coming up. But tonight, once I get done with this and dinner's over, my good friend is a rock star, and he hosts a Vegas radio show, and I am his guest tonight. So now you East Coasters will probably be in bed because I'll be on from 10 p.m. to midnight West Coast time. But if you go to radiovegas.rocks on your internet, you'll be able to hear me and my buddy David Reed Watson. We're going to talk pugs. We're going to talk eBay. We're going to talk thrift hunters, and we're talking rum. And David doesn't know the extent yet, but I'm bringing 3 samplings of rum. So while we're talking for 2 hours, we're going to try 3 different rums. So it's going to be a fun show.
Nice.
It's a call-in show. So when you get to Vegas, radiovegas.rocks, look for the phone number. Please call in. We'd love to have some calls tonight. So I'm going from the interviewer to the interviewee all in the same night. That
fun. Oh my gosh. It's going to be such a fun show, you guys.
But speaking of that, nope, not gone. How about, there we go. Santa Dan's in the house. Santa Dan, how are you?
Yay!
Hey, I'm doing just great. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thanks for coming on. And I gotta thank Robin. She was like, "We should have Santa on." I'm like, "I've done this for 5 seasons. I never thought to have Santa on. What a dummy I am."
No.
No. I just appreciate the thought, so that's great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, Robin, tell everyone why Santa Dan's on, because Santa Dan is not a seller online.
No. So not only is he a professional working Santa, he also buys on eBay. Dun dun dun. So yeah, so he's going to talk about his eBay experiences as a buyer. So all of us sellers take notes, and then he's going to talk about some of his fun stuff as Santa. Because look at him, isn't he the greatest looking Santa?
Oh yeah,
I mean, Jason,
everyone already is like,
beard.
"Oh my God, that jacket is spectacular."
Spectacular? Oh my gosh.
I think, Robin, with my Princess Santa hat, I need that spectacular jacket, I think.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
One of these sequin jackets here.
Heck yeah. All right, so as Robin said, it's kind of a twofold tonight. We're going to talk about being a Santa, but also Dan's a shopper. Dan's got things he's into, things he collects, and we're all sellers. And what is the most important thing to attract your buyer's eye? So we're going to talk to Santa as a buyer and see what catches his eye, because the reason I do this show, the reason I have the thrifting board, is to give you guys tips and tricks. And even as Robin's giving her segments, I'm giving her tips to make her pictures better. I was helping my friend Kim with a title tonight. So, it's all about how to attract the customer. But let's talk Santa stuff first, because Santa, you worked today, didn't you, Santa?
I did. I had a nice long job this afternoon at a children's hospital, and had several hundred boys and girls and their parents and everything come through the line. So it was a busy day, but I made it home in time for the show, and I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, yay.
And
how many kids did you see today, Santa?
I would be willing to bet 350, maybe 375, something like that. And I must admit, it was a successful day.
But you've got to tell him why, Santa.
What makes a successful day for a Santa? We know the answer, but some of you might not. So let's have Dan tell us.
Well, number one thing, Santa knows he's had a successful day when he comes home and his lap is still dry.
A dry lap is a successful day.
That is a good, successful day. And another one, when you know you're going to have lots of boys and girls come through your line, and a lot of them are little infants and toddlers, pre-toddlers, stuff like that. One of the first things, one of the first boys and girls that comes through the line, you definitely do not want to have one of those little kids erp on you.
Oh, no.
It can happen. It can happen. It has happened. So a good Santa always carries a second suit.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Or a giant-sized can of air freshener to kind of spruce things up a bit. So,
good job, Santa. Good job.
So, we didn't talk about that ahead of time. I didn't realize you're at a children's hospital?
Yes.
So, yes. Are you all over the place? Are they like malls, children's hospitals, or do you have a set thing, or how's it work? If you don't mind sharing that.
No, I don't mind sharing it. Every town has lots and lots and lots of guys that play Santa Claus. Well, going into my history of Santa Claus, when I was 5 years old, I was in kindergarten, and I knew at that point that, and my teachers knew, that I was destined for a role similar to this. So what had happened then was a kid's party, a 5-year-old kid's party, a pageant, so to speak. And I was destined to become a young star there. So that night, instead of Santa Claus, I played the role of Humpty Dumpty, and I had to fall off a big wall onto a mattress. So it kind of all fits together, you know. So, you know, I guess I was equipped with the belly since way back when.
Santa.
You know, I played Santa twice. I used to have a booth and at an antique mall where I used to have a TV show. We filmed there, then I'm having a booth there, and the kids know I wasn't the real Santa, but you know, maybe some thought, you know, my beard's getting white, but they were mad that my whole beard wasn't white, and I had a pretty decent suit on and everything else. But man, I caught a lot of grief because my whole beard wasn't white.
Well,
Yeah.
kids will come up to you and they'll say, "Oh, your beard's real. That's one plus in your favor. Your mustache is real. Yeah, that's another plus. And oh, those are your real eyebrows." So evidently, I passed all the tests. So I worked my way up to my real beard now. I did wear a fake one for years, but I didn't like that at all because you know you kind of get those little floaters, a little hairball in your mouth, and it's not the best.
Yeah, mine. You know, look at mine. Mine's slowly but surely spreading out. It's getting there.
Oh yeah, mine started out with the, pardon my expression, but the skunk look also. But
you know, Santa, it bugged me for a little bit, and then it's like it kind of gives a character. I kind of like it now.
I agree.
Yeah.
And at this point, you're an elf in training, so that's what it is. That's all.
All right.
Yay!
So let's pause there for a second. Let's take a quick poll. We got 122 live viewers, so thank you everyone for tuning in live.
Yay.
If you've not subscribed, subscribe down below. And hey, do Santa a favor, give him a thumbs up, please. But let's take a quick poll. How many of you think you're on the naughty list? And how many of you think you're on the nice list? I know I'm on the naughty list for sure.
I know I'm on the nice list.
There ain't no two ways about it. I'm always naughty, so. Yes, and the chat's pointing out I'm not a fan of kids Santa, but hey, I did just tell a story where I played Santa. It was for inner city underprivileged youth, and what we were doing was giving them a lot of presents from donations. So yes, when it comes time to give back, I can like children for a moment.
Well, I've been the Santa gig for probably 20 years or so, give or take. And
wow,
I've got a lot of enjoyment out of it. And I know I've had a lot of kids that, you know, I've seen along the years that I've done a lot of good for them, I think. I know it's made me a better person. And I enjoy giving back to the community because I do volunteer jobs for ARL and for Make-A-Wish and all those types of things too. So those are the kinds of things that are rewarding to me. And it's one of the things that I enjoy doing. I can't wait for November to come around so I can pop out some of my suits and get my gigs all lined up and everything, and away we go.
So
that's awesome.
So you're definitely not like from the movie Bad Santa. Or even when Dan Aykroyd is Santa in Trading Places, he's all drunk, sticking a salami in his suit.
Not that Santa, not always anyway.
So we do see a lot of nice in the chat. We see some good naughties. We see someone who try to claim they're in the middle. And Robin got called out by Kim saying, "You're not nice, you're naughty." And what I want to say is, feel free, the nice ones of you, to message Santa later, and naughty ones, send me a message later. You can sit on my lap.
Oh,
yeah. I see where you're heading with this one.
So Santa, how many years you been doing this?
I'm guessing right at about 20. I've got an elf that's with me that we work together most all the time. His name is Mark the Elf, and he's a little bit too big to chuck up on a shelf somewhere, but he's with me today, and he's with me most all year long. I've got, at different times, I've got reindeer that play the part come along with us. I've had Christmas bears. I've got 5 Mrs. Clauses.
Wait, what?
Fun! Oh my gosh!
Wait a minute, my ears just perked up. How does that happen? Holy shit, this is awesome.
No. You think about things here for a minute, and you've got different Mrs. Clauses for different occasions of what kind of party you're going to.
Ah.
So if you're going to a church social, you pick out the right Mrs. Claus to go with you there.
Oh, Santa, I do love you.
If you're going to kids' parties, you pick out, which Mrs. Claus fits the bill for that. And if you're going to adult parties, you've got a couple of those Mrs. Clauses too, so.
Very nice, Santa.
We went down a path, Rob and I think we were going down, but not that I wasn't going to love the show anyway, but this is epic.
Nice, Santa Dan. Nice.
So speaking of dry laps, when's the last time your lap wasn't dry when you came home?
Wednesday.
Sorry, Santa.
That was just yesterday. Yeah. It was at a daycare.
The hazards of the job.
Yeah, hey, that's why.
Okay, and
I've got 7 of these outfits, so you never know.
wow.
But no,
7.
I've enjoyed doing it over the years. I've got so many stories about it, and I've been asked to do mall jobs. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that mall Santa or that department store Santa or those kind of guys, because it's a job. You have to be there day after day after day. And I'd rather freelance it and go to places that I can pick out and say, oh, this is going to be a fun one, or that one's going to be a fun one, or, I can do a day here and a day there and maybe 3 or 4 small jobs in a day here and stuff like that, and just make it entertaining for the most boys and girls, and let's face it, myself too.
Nice.
So Robin, we got a great question from the chat.
Ooh, yay.
What's the funniest thing a kid has ever said to you?
Oh, that's an easy one. That is an absolute easy one. We've got this probably took place maybe about 8 or 9 years ago now. And as a Santa at this location, I had my elf on one side of me, I had Mrs. Claus on the other side of me, and it was a kids' venue where the parents were bringing the boys and girls up to come through the line. And the longer you do this, you can look at a kid's eyes and see, is this going to be, a happy request, a sad request? Because you get all those sad ones, like, my brother's in, the military and he's not home, and grandma's real sick and all this kind of stuff, so you can tell by the eyes of the kid what the request is going to be before they get up to you. And so I look back in this line, and there's a little girl, and she's back there maybe 7 kids deep in line, and she appears to be about 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that. And as she's working her way up, I see her eyes. They're these deep, dark, brown, sad, puppy dog looking, tearful eyes. And I kept thinking, oh, this is not going to be good when she gets here. So her mom and dad are with her. She works her way up. She's up the front of the line. Oh, come on up, sit on my lap. And I do my regular little spiel with her, and I said, I get down to the end of it, and her mom and dad standing right out there. I said, so if you could have one main thing you want for Christmas, what would that be? And she wheeled her little head right and stared me right in the eyes and said, Santa. And I thought to myself, oh, God, here it comes. She says, Santa, I need a bowel movement.
Wait a minute.
Yes. And her mom and dad said, what? You stood in line and you asked Santa for that. And absolutely, for sure, 100%, that was the oddest thing. I had no answer for that. My Mrs. Claus, she does one of these snort, wheeze, giggle things and spins around. And my elf's chuckling over here. And Mrs. Claus, being the ornery cuss she is, she says, Santa, just squeeze her. So I gave her I said, I gave the little girl the best response I could give her. And I said, I think things will be just fine in a couple of days. And that took me by surprise. I've never heard anything like that before, and I doubt that I ever will again, but that was the oddest request I ever had.
Oh my, Santa.
I'm so glad Lauren asked that because I don't think I was going to ask that question, but that was the best answer ever.
Oh my. Oh my.
All right, Robin, we've talked Santa, but now let's talk Dan.
Yeah, let's talk.
So, Dan, I know you're into a lot of stuff. I know you've been into an organization pretty much your whole life. And those are the things that make you go to eBay to buy stuff. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you collect, what you're into. But once you kind of fill us in on what you're into, what you collect, tell us what makes you stop and buy something. Okay. So tell us what you're into and what you collect first. And, give us that little bio.
Well, the things that I am interested in, things that I like to purchase, things that I like to buy. I'm a giant history buff too. So history has been a big part of my life. I am what do you want to call a buckskinner, stuff like that for the pioneer period and stuff like that. And I belong to a group called the Orphs, which are a bunch of retired fellows that work at different Boy Scout camps and reenact history.
Oh,
so
cool.
Very cool.
A lot of older style militaria and a lot of older style collectibles, uniforms, whatever I can come up with. And I like to try to look for stuff that is authentic, number one, or a very, very, very good quality replica that's going to be hard to distinguish whether it's fact or fiction, So
Right.
You look for keywords according to what your time frame is you're trying to reenact. My own character that I do is an 1840s buckskinner. And a buckskinner doesn't mean going and skinning bucks. It's just simply a traveler through a mountain man type situation, stuff like that. So I look for stuff in the 1840s. And so I purchase stuff like that. Military stuff like that, costuming, furs, the calico type clothing, the drop front fly pants, all the old style stuff that was authentic to the period back then. So those are things that are great to me. And I look for date first. And if I'm looking for, let's say new pants or something like that, I'll look for the style that I'm looking for first, and along with date. And color doesn't really matter because basically they only had three colors back then: brown.
Back in those days, there was only three colors.
Yeah, and
there was no sparkly pink back then.
No sequins on their stuff like that. But I like looking for authentic stuff by date. I also collect military bayonets of all things. That's just one of the things that I have a flair for. For whatever reason, I like English bayonets, so I buy them. I research everything first. I like to know what the things are selling for, whether it be Amazon, eBay, whatever first. And I always sort, especially on eBay, as you guys well know, sale ending soonest. When because you want to, you don't want to have a good bargain slip through your fingertips if you didn't notice it. So if you just go to the general category, you might miss a lot of things that are the sale ends within an hour or 2 hours or something like that. And I try to set a limit as to what I'm willing to pay for something. So I'll make that bid to cover what I'm willing to pay plus an extra 5 or 10%, because I'm not going to let something get by me that another 5 or 10% would have bought it for me, and I might never find that thing again. So a lot of times, even though I put a max bid out there that's 5 or 10% higher than what I really think I should get it for, I'll still end up getting it for a lot less than what my original guesstimate was that I could have bought it for, should have bought it for. So, just little things like that. And it doesn't have to be, any one certain item, but I kind of use that as a rule of thumb for a lot of different things I get. So I don't know if that's kind of answer you were looking for.
Oh, yeah. And so, I buy these, I buy them and sell them every day of my life.
Yeah.
And so I have my tips and tricks, what I'm looking for. But when you're looking at a listing, and most people watching right now kind of follow the best practices that me and my group, the Thrifting Board, teaches, but how important is the title? How important is the shipping price? Is it important that it's free shipping? Pictures, and then where I think people really drop the ball is they have crazy terms of service.
Yes.
Well, I like to find stuff, if possible. There's a lot of things that I'm wanting to buy that may not be local to me, where if I'm really wanting something, I might have to buy something from a long ways away where the shipping's going to cost me. I don't let a high shipping cost stand in my way of buying something that's rare, like a musicology CD.
Get what? What? Wait a minute. Wait, drop the mic. What is happening right now? How do you have that laying around? What is happening? My head will explode. This is like the best episode ever.
Sorry, I had to do that.
I gotta go. Shows are, I don't even know what's going to do. Oh my God, that was awesome.
That is so cool.
I don't let shipping costs really stand in my way. If it's an item I know that's rare that I might not ever be able to find again, I don't let shipping costs stand in my way. I'll buy it. I bought stuff from England and from Belgium and you name it before. They get here. It just takes some time.
Sure. But that's like a true collector though, right, Santa Dan? That's like, I mean, I'm sure Jason too feels the same way when he collects very rare vintage tiki mugs. It's the same thing with your rare and vintage bayonets. So I have a question though, as a seller, what do you look for in your title? Do you look for just bayonet? Is that what you have on your search, or do you look for English bayonet? Or
I look for, there's one certain type that I have in my collection more than any other type of English bayonet. And so you start off with a broad bayonet. I type it down or the next downward is English. And the ones I collect are 1907 Enfield type bayonets.
wow.
So you just keep tapering it down. And there was 11 or 12 companies that made these throughout the World War I. And I've got all of them from all the companies, and a couple of these were made in the U.S. too and shipped to Britain to be used. And Remington is one. Everybody's heard of Remington firearms and stuff like that. But Remington here made them in the U.S. to send to England to use on their rifles over there. And so I've got all the collection except one. And the Holy Grail is still out there, and I don't have it. But I will.
Have you seen it and out of your price range, or have you never seen it?
I've only seen them a couple of times. And at the time I saw them, I thought, oh, that's too much. And 3 years later, I said, dang it, that wasn't too much, So
right. I'm sure that's happening too. Oh, sorry.
So, do you know how many you have down? About, you don't have to be exact.
I'm gonna guess 40 or 50.
Okay.
And I've got duplicates of most all of them. And as most collectors do, I've also got a beer can collection. And I've got a beer can collection that has like 9,000 different cans, no two are the same. And
what?
Yes.
What? And this show's blowing my mind right now. Santa has 9,000 beer cans. My 1,000 tiki mugs look like nothing.
But anyway, as a collector, you get can A, and then 6 months later, there's can A again. But boy, it's in a lot better shape. So now the original can A is trader stock. Or seller stock, whatever the case may be. So you're always upgrading your original collection by, refreshing newer, better quality items in your collection.
Sure.
At least that's the way I do it, and I'm sure that's the way most people do it too.
And Robin, I'm glad he said that, because Someone found 2 rare tiki mugs in the thrifting board the other day, and I haven't said this yet in that post, but I have it. Of course I have it. I have most things, but mine is in such worse condition than the 2 she found that I'm going to have to buy one, and then I'll have one to trade or to sell because, yeah, I always want it in my collection when I find it, but man, when I find that better version, and those of you who don't collect, that's what you should know. Maybe you find a common piece, a common beer can, a common tiki mug, a common bayonet, but if it's in great shape, those of us who collect, who've never found that one in great shape, we'll go grab one and then get rid of our crappier one. I always do that. I do that too, Dad. I always do that.
Oh no, that's I'm pretty sure that's kind of standard practice, but you know, you might end up with 5, 6, 7 of the same very exact one in stock. Well, the one at this end is the worst shape one. That's your trader stock. That's the one you're going to put for sale again. And you can just kind of rotate them around that way until you actually get what you're after. So
nice.
Anyway, that's a. I'm sure that's not a trick at all. I'm sure a lot of folks do that. Most folks do that, but it's worked for me over the years. And so anyway, I don't know if that's really a tip. That's just kind of common sense.
And well, it's a good tip. It's a good tip.
Oh yeah, and let me do this right now because this would be epic. Hang on a second, because it's like it's a Christmas miracle. Let's see if I can make this chime. Hopefully, he said with his fingers crossed, or not. Where was the?
Oh no!
I just sold a Christmas scrub that I've had listed forever. I'm doing a Christmas show with Santa, and I sold a Christmas scrub, and the damn phone didn't cha-ching. What a letdown! eBay has let me down twice today. They took my money and they didn't give me a cha-ching. What kind of hell is this? All right, Robin. So we're a little over the hour. What you got? A last question for Santa, and about anything.
About anything? Oh, Santa.
Yeah.
So, do you have a list of all the naughty and the nice? Just checking.
I've got an encyclopedia. The list out there, you know, as Jason was talking earlier, everything's in perspective.
Oh,
what could be perspective? In my eyes, might be a different perspective for yours or Jason's or whatever like that. So yeah, everything's in a perspective of what's nice for you might be naughty for him, or the other way around. So everybody's got great traits, and everybody's got a little bit of naughtiness built into them. And if it wasn't that way, this would be a boring world.
Oh, yay, Santa!
Yay.
So Jason actually might be on this nice list.
Let me tell you, that is the perfect way to end because there won't be a show until Christmas. So this is it. I want to take this moment to say happy holidays to everyone who watches Thrifty Business, everyone in the thrifting board and the Secret Beach. I want to send an extra special thanks to all my admins who run my groups, who help keep everything humming along, keep everybody focused, and keep helping everybody. It's of all the years I've been doing this, right now it seems to be clicking so well. The groups are running smooth. Good stuff coming from the admins, good stuff coming from the surfers and the beachcombers in the groups. And I'm loving doing the show. You know, it is a lot of work, but to get great guests and great co-hosts and, you know, great audience, and you guys were chatty tonight. So great. So I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. I'm not sure what to say, but I think I said it right. Okay. Happy Festivus. And for those of you who don't believe in anything, have a good December. All right. So thank you for all of that. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you all. And we're going to have some great shows. And Santa's going to end with his bells.
Oh, wait. Can I just do a quick shout out? There's 2 young ladies who I just want to say a shout out to. They're Deborah Wilcox's daughter and Candy Pernette in the thrifting board. I just want to say, Michaela, hang in there, honey. You got this fight. You've got it. And Cordoma, you too. Everybody in the thrifting board, Jason and I especially want to tell you guys, we're behind you guys. We're sending all good love and good energy to you guys. So hang in there, Michaela, Cordoma. We love you guys and have a Merry Christmas.
Quick plug for my book.
Oh yeah, what? Oh, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Santa Dan.
This is the legend of Santa Dan and Mark the Elf, just a couple of nincompoops. So this is a book.
Hey, Robin, as soon as this is done, pop the link into Dan's book in both here and the thrifting board. Let's get some sales for Santa. If you enjoyed Santa, please go buy his book, please. And then,
thank you very much.
Dan, you are awesome. If you ever get to Vegas, Santa, I want to buy you an eggnog or some milk and cookies.
There's stories in here about Vegas.
All right, cool.
Oh!
All right, and then 3 hours from right now, go to radiovegas.rocks. If you're East Coast, you can listen to the replay tomorrow or anytime you want. But my West Coast peeps or my non-sleeping East Coast peeps, please tune in. There'll be music. We'll be chatting. We'll be drinking rum. And it's a call-in show. When you go to that website, you'll see the phone number. Give us a call. Say, what's up, Jay? What's going on? So thank you, everybody. Have a happy holidays. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your time. And if you hate all those things, enjoy some quiet time too, all right? Enjoy what you love. So thank you, everybody. Have a good holiday.